This is easily the most slept on knife of 2023.
This is Sparta!
Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And it's time for an update video on what I consider to be the most slept on, underrated knife of 2023, the Midgards Messer Little Berserker. This one was designed by my friend Mike Sims over at Midgards Messer USA. And boy, this one seriously impressed me. And I talked about it in the initial reaction video, which I will link in the corner above. And I talked about it in the Knife of the Year video. And so now it's time for an update. You know, has something changed? Has anything changed? Did I change my mind? Is that what changed? No. I initially thought that this was an amazing iteration. The original Berserker is much bigger than this. Of course, you know, same blade profile, same handle scale profile. This one is sized down. And I knew that this was going to happen because Mike told me it was going to happen. He said, I'm going to make a smaller version of the Berserker. And I said, I thought that was a fantastic idea because when I talked about the regular Berserker, a lot of people said, hey, you know what? I like it, but it's too big. And I get it. You know, not everyone has the room in their pockets to carry around, you know, as big of a knife as the regular Berserker is. I love that knife too, by the way. I have that knife. I also have this one. I can tell you that this one has been getting a lot more carry time than that one. It just fits so well in the pocket. It feels so good in hand. It is the perfect EDC size. So has my opinion changed? Flat out, no. This is easily the most slept on knife of 2023. And I have a couple ideas as to why that is, but let's talk a bit more about why I love this knife so much. Check out that inlay. That's actually something that I missed when I did my initial reaction. I thought that was just a transition in the titanium from one milling pattern to another, going from this kind of reverse frag pattern diamond scale to this really tight knit smaller diamond. It looks like knurling, and so that's what I'm going to refer to it as. Maybe I'm just referring to it incorrectly. Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. That inlay is perfect. Check that out. There's absolutely no space to breathe in that inlay. The edges are perfect. They didn't miss a beat. Now initially, when I saw this, I reached out to Mike and I said, hey man, who did it? Was it Concept? Was it Fox Knives? Who was it? And he wasn't 100% sure, but he said he was pretty positive that Kubi actually did the OEM work for this iteration of the Little Berserker. And Kubi did an amazing job. They've been putting out bangers, by the way. For example, the Kubi Titanium Titius has some of the best fit and finish that I've seen on a knife, period, as far as production knives are concerned. That's one of the reasons why people call this the poor man's Arius. And I feel like they continued that amazing fit and finish over onto this one. I'm not surprised in the slightest. Look at those edges. Look at how the titanium washes over the sides and then connects with this full titanium backspacer. And oh yeah, the pocket clip is also 3D milled titanium, and it continues the pattern that we find here on that inlay. Knife modders will also appreciate this because it wouldn't be terribly difficult to talk to a knife modding company and say, hey, if I send you this, could you make me a fat carbon inlay for this? They'd be able to do that. They'd be able to 100% take out this screw, pop out that titanium inlay and replace it with fat carbon. So if you wanted to reduce a little bit of weight, you could 100% do that. When you look on the inside of those handle scales, you'll see that the show side scale specifically is very much milled out. That pocketed milling is key on a knife like this because it's so overbuilt that it does help reduce weight by quite a lot. The lockup on here is legendary, everybody. It's legendary. There's no blade play whatsoever. Checking out blade centering. Yeah, blade is perfectly centered. The action, sublime. The action is sublime, running on ceramic bearings, and it's composed drop shut. On a reverse flick, it comes out with authority. Yes, it will drop shut, but it's not going to rip your hand off in the process. It's a good looking knife in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of knife design that takes chances. This is 100% that, because not everybody's going to be a fan of the shape of the handle scales or the trailing point Persian shape of the blade or the fact that you have this rise here at the top. I am. This rise here at the top has perfectly done jimping that allows you to lock in immediately. And the flipper tab comes in at just the right spot. So right out of the box, right out of the pocket, you have a locked in grip. And oh yeah, if you do the reverse grip, you know, the self-defense grip, it's perfect because that flipper tab actually keeps your pinky from riding onto the blade on impact when you go to jab it into something. And your thumb caps off really nicely at the end here as well. So you have all the leverage that you need. It's actually very well thought out. The hollow grind is nice and deep, and that makes this knife very slicey. Here's a piece of scrap paper. I'll show you what I mean. That's a clean cut. And this scrap paper is not rigid at all, guys. So like this is not a piece of paper that's easy to cut because of how floppy it is. But the point that I'm trying to make is that while so many Midgards Messer knives are so overbuilt to the point where a lot of people only look at them like collector's pieces, I see this as a knife that is extremely EDCable. And one of the reasons why I believe this was very slept on was because of how many knives designers and manufacturers released in December of 2023. It was egregious. Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you see all the knives coming out in December and have to make that decision of, well, you know, do I buy this knife and the next knife and the next knife and just live on top ramen? How does top ramen for Christmas dinner sound? Because looking at all these knives, it sounds kind of nice. Was that you? Let me know in the comment section down below. This knife is so slept on, and I can't believe that they're still available because it's so well done. The fit and finish is undeniable. The attention to detail is undeniable. The OEM, Kubi, is it Kubi? It's unconfirmed. I was not able to get a solid confirmation, but I do believe that Mike from Midgards Messer was correct. What a banger. I think that this knife competes heavily out there with just about everything. So much titanium, T8 hardware, stylish design, great ergos, good action, satisfying to carry, slept on, underrated. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Let's have a conversation. Are you going to pick one of these up while they're still available? If not, why not? And oh yeah, if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, click on one of the videos that pops up next.